In this video net interview at IBC 2012, I'm speaking with Andrzej Kudelski, who's the chairman and CEO of the Inagra Kudelski Group. Hello.
Hello.
A few years ago when we came to IBC, it looked like the TV industry was under threat, and we were hearing a lot about cord cutting and over the top. And since then we've seen multi-screen and increasingly hybrid developments. And it does look today, if you were an investor looking in, it does look healthier, I think. I mean, would you agree that the TV industry has put itself in a better position?
I would just say that what was hypothesis and unknown for one part is today becoming much more factual. And that were a big question mark, but during this period, many companies have continued to invest quite heavily for the future of television, and now there are some really interesting outcomes. But we cannot just look at the TV as being an industry by itself, but we need also to look at how the overall economy has developed, and there is a lot of indirect link between the TV and the economy, and I think it's interesting to see which potential it can unfold for the future.
I mean, it doesn't seem that pay TV has been very hurt by the recession. It seems to be one of the last things that anybody gives up.
I would say the thing in a slightly different way. For the people that are already subscribers, that's absolutely correct. But if you look at the potential, upside potential to get new subscriber, here the economy may have an impact. And some of the elements where people were thinking about cord cutting were in reality element of pressure on the middle class that was just at the threshold to accept or not accept pay TV.
Okay, I mean, for those who are pay TV subscribers, if we think about those first, I mean, it looks like a much more compelling proposition for the same money almost that you paid before, with the multi-screen and being able to get some internet content on your televisions increasingly. I mean, the user experience, we've talked about that in the past, I mean, it really has changed. And do you think it will keep changing at the same rate now?
I think not only it will keep changing, but it will even accelerate, because we have seen very interesting move. First, by the emergence of the tablet that have made the user interface becoming much more user-friendly, and the possibility to really take advantage of both the broadcast and broadband technology in a way that you can get quality and volume on one side and incredible diversity with the internet connection.
And is it still the case that having that all in one place is the big advantage for a pay TV operator, that they have it all in one user experience?
It's to have one integrated solution. To speak about one place is not anymore the case, because basically people are interested to access in from different places when they are on the move, when they are at home. But one of the things we see today is that the coherence in the offer is something very important. Many years ago, the key thing was to get access to some content. Today, it's important to not be lost with the amount of different information, data and content that you can find. Many of the content is maybe not as good in terms of quality, so it's really a high value that a content provider can bring as an operator in bringing something that is coherent and well accessible.
Okay, and you do get a sense at this show that the industry is preparing for the next stage of multi-screen in smaller operators coming in and making it easier. And you announced the partnership with Abertis Telecom, for example, and it seems to be that you're making it a lot easier for people who maybe don't have the resources of these huge pay TV providers. Is that the next stage?
So there is not one single market. In the old days, broadcast was needing to have very large audience for a single program. With the emergence of everything that is internet-centric, you may have much smaller critical mass that can be sufficient to get something that is attractive. And for that, you have an emergence of a new category of smaller player, and this player needs to get the right infrastructure that is common to more than one operator and that we can offer, for example, with the Abertis platform.
Okay, and just generally we hear a lot about HTML5, and I know you've got a new middleware here, OpenTV5, which is your sort of next generation of a very well-established platform. And Can we see, or can we anticipate that pay TV could now accelerate innovation to the point where they can keep up with people like Apple, who are always used as the benchmark? I mean, the CE industry has really taken a step ahead for a while, but can we catch them up again?
That's exactly the purpose. But I would not use just as a benchmark Apple. I would use as a benchmark the elements that to create a new application, to create a new business model, you don't need any more engineers. You may have people that do business logic, that do graphic design, and they can get tools that directly convert the idea into some things that can be workable. And that is one of the beauty, not only of HTML5, but all the new generation of what I would more consider as connectware than just middleware, that is allowing to do something where speed is a key element. But you need, at the same time, speed, but also something that is very easy and very user-friendly in the term of the way you access to information. So everything that is, I would say, intuitive is a key word to get access to the information.
Okay, and just finally, what would you say are the main challenges for you now as a company in terms of what your operator customers need from you?
I would say that as there is no global consumer for many goods, we see that there is not one pay TV market, but there are different markets coexisting. We see on one side emerging markets that are today developing very high volume of products. On the other side, we see developed markets like US or Europe that are looking for some sophistication, but a sophistication that is simpler and simpler. Don't forget that there is a lot of things that people can do, and only the elements that can be very intuitive in the way you access them can be successful. But you have to take into mind also that you have a lot of new devices that are appearing each day. And what is important that any experience, for example in digital TV, need to take into account all these new devices, take a new iPad, take a new Android tablet, to have them integrated very quickly in your experience in a way that people can at the same time benefit from the content that an operator can provide, but being able to use the latest toy in the industry, and that is, I would say, the winning formula. Now, if I may add one thing, many people were considering that broadcast and internet were in competition. It's a little bit like to say that train and cars or road are in competition, but cars are nice until you create traffic jam. And you have about the same scenario happening now in digital television, and you see that the best technology is a combination between broadcast and broadband in a way that you get reliability of the broadcast while you have infinite flexibility of the broadband. And that is basically how I see the future of digital television evolving in the next few years.
Okay, and in 2 words, would you say that content is still king?
Without content, you have just, it's like, how to say, a food without spices. It's difficult to have something that is nice as a food.
Okay, well, thank you, Andre, for coming in and talking to us, and nice to meet you again.
Thank you.